Welcome back to another episode of Quick Picks with the Geek. I am your host, Bro Power the Geek. Quick favor, make sure you hit that like button. It really helps the algorithm push the videos out. And seriously, I appreciate all the support. It means a lot. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, next up we've got Chase Hooper versus Lance Gibson Jr., aka Jiu-Jitsu Backpack versus Wrestling Pitbull. Let's get into it. Chase, the Dream Hooper. Coming in as a -255 favorite with a record of 16-4. Chase Hooper might be the only fighter in the UFC who looks like he should be building a gaming PC, but instead, he's out here strangling grown men. And at this point, the awkward prospect phase is over. This dude has actually turned into a legit problem at lightweight. The grappling is still the foundation. Black belt, long limbs, and one of the most annoying styles to deal with in the division. If Hooper gets a hold of you, it's like trying to escape a hoodie that came to life. He doesn't just look for submissions, he creates chaos and scrambles, wraps you up in weird positions, and suddenly you're defending something you didn't even see coming. Half his wins by submission, and honestly, it feels like it should be more. But what's really changed is the striking. He's not just surviving on the feet anymore, he's actually using it. Working with Wonderboy, he's developed real volume, real confidence, and now he's landing over 4 strikes per minute. It's not knockout power, but it's enough to keep you busy while he sets up the real danger, which is dragging you into his world. And the pace? Relentless. Hooper fights like he's got unlimited stamina. He'll lose round 1, smile about it, and then come back in rounds 2 and 3 like your cardio just betrayed you. He doesn't get tired, he just gets more annoying. But there are still some issues. That defense is still a work in progress, and if you've got power, you can catch him clean. He doesn't have that one mistake and you're out kind of striking. He has to stay in range longer, which means he's taking shots in return. And physically, he can still get bullied. At lightweight, there are some strong dudes, and if someone can match his grappling and outmuscle him in positions, it changes everything. We've seen it before. If he's not dictating the grappling, he can get stuck. Also, his takedown accuracy isn't great. He'll need multiple attempts, and that burns energy. If someone defends early and forces him to work, that could become a factor later. Lance Fearless Gibson Jr., coming in as a +210 underdog with a record of 9-2. Gibson Jr. is one of those guys where you can tell immediately, yeah, this dude grew up in the fight game. There's a certain calmness, a certain understanding of positions, and it shows in how he approaches fights. And physically, he's a problem. Strong, explosive, and built like someone who enjoys lifting things that most of us avoid. His wrestling is legit, and more importantly, it's effective. 66% takedown accuracy. When he decides to bring the fight to the mat, it usually happens. That's where things get ugly. Heavy ground and pound, good control, and he's not just holding position. He's trying to do damage. If he gets mount or your back, it's not a chill experience. He's either smashing you or setting up a submission. And unlike Hooper, he's got real pop in his hands. That's the big difference here. He can actually hurt you on the feet. He's not just throwing to set things up, he's throwing to end the fight. And against someone like Hooper who can be hittable, that's a big deal. But he's not perfect either. Defensively on the feet, there are holes. He absorbs over 4 strikes per minute, and his defense isn't exactly airtight. If you're technical and can keep things clean, you can land on him. Also, he's been caught before. That early KO loss, that's always in the back of your mind. If someone hits him clean early, we don't fully know how he reacts consistently against high-level power. And while his wrestling is strong offensively, defensively, it's not elite. Around 50% takedown defense means someone like Hooper can get him down, especially over multiple attempts. So, who wins? If Chase Hooper wins this fight, it's because he turns this into a chaotic grappling battle and stays a step ahead. He's chaining attempts, creating scrambles, and eventually finding a position where he can lock something up. Even if he loses early exchanges, his pace and persistence can wear Gibson down. And once Hooper starts getting comfortable in those scrambles, that's where he becomes a nightmare. But if Lance Gibson Jr. wins, it's because the grappling cancels out more than people expect. He's strong enough to defend, smart enough to avoid bad positions, and dangerous enough to make Hooper pay on the feet. If he can keep this fight competitive in the grappling and land the harder shots in exchanges, he can take control of the fight, especially early. Official pick, Lance Gibson Jr. I think the grappling evens out just enough, and Lance's power and physicality make the difference. If he keeps it competitive on the mat, he should have the advantage everywhere else. If you enjoyed this, go ahead and smash that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss a beat when the next video drops. And don't be shy. Leave a comment below and let me know who you got winning this fight. Let's see who really has the crystal ball around here. Until next time.